Hello friends, I am Dr. M. Sivaji Rao, Principal of Sri Prasanna College of Law, Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh. Welcome to the fifth part of our Constitutional series. In this video, today I am going to explain about the doctrine of judicial review which was propounded in a famous case, that is Marbury versus Madison. Please consider subscribing to get notified for more videos on Indian Constitution. Broadly, we can say Indian Constitution is a federal constitution because the powers are distributed between center and states. In any democratic country, there will be three important organs such as judiciary, legislature and executive. Whenever the legislature and executive have violated any constitutional rights of the people, in such circumstances, the judiciary will play a very important role as a protector and guardian of rights of the people. Unlike the American Constitution, Indian Constitution does not contain any express provision relating to judicial review in India, but it is traceable in Article 13, 32 and Article 226 of Indian Constitution. In fundamental right case, that is Kesavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala, Justice Khanna said, judicial review has thus become an integral part of our constitutional system and a power has been vested in the High Courts and the Supreme Court to decide about the constitutional validity of the provisions of statutes. Further, Justice Khanna said, if any provision of the statute is against to any of the articles of the Constitution, which is the touchstone for the validity of all laws, then the Supreme Court and High Courts are empowered to strike down the said provision. Coming to the meaning of judicial review, it is the power of the judiciary to decide upon the constitutional validity of a law. Whenever the legislature, executive and judiciary have harmed the constitution by enacting any law which contradicts with the spirit of the constitution, then any person can challenge it before the court. The judiciary can pronounce upon the constitutional validity of that particular law. This pronouncement power is called as judicial review. The doctrine of judicial review was for the first time propounded by the Supreme Court of America in the historic case of Marbury versus Madison. Since this case is a landmark and very important case, I would like to narrate the facts of the case briefly as follows. In the year 1800, John Adams of Federal Party was the President of America, but he lost his elections in 1800 to the Republican Party candidate Thomas Jefferson. In March 1801, just 2 days before his term as president ended, the outgoing president John Adams appointed his 42 Federalist Party supporters as new circuit judge and justices of the peace in an effort to fulfill with Federalist of his party's control of the judiciary. Of course, they were labeled as midnight judges. The appointment of commissions were confirmed by the Senate. Thereafter, they were signed and sealed, but John Marshall, of the Secretary of State of the outgoing President John Adams, failed to deliver that commissions to some of them, including one William Marbury. Thereafter, on March 4th, 1801, the new President Thomas Jefferson was sworn in as the third President of America. Immediately after assuming the power, the new President instructed his new Secretary of State, James Madison, to withhold those undelivered appointments, including one of William Marbury. In the opinion of the new president, the appointments of commissions were void because they had not been delivered in time to the appointee. Finally, in December 1801, William Marbury challenged it before the Supreme Court for the issue of a direction by way of a writ of mandamus to the Secretary James Madison to deliver the commissions of appointment. By the time the case of Marbury came for hearing on February 24th, 1803, John Marshall, who was the Secretary of State to the outgoing President John Adams, became the Chief Justice of America now. So, this case has created a difficult political dilemma for Chief Justice John Marshall, because if the court had ruled in favor of Marbury and issued a writ of mandamus ordering the new Secretary of State James Madison to deliver Marbury's commission, the new President Jefferson and his secretary would probably have simply ignored it, which would have made the court to look impotent and emphasized the shakiness of the judiciary. On the other hand, if a plain and simple ruling against William Marbury would have been given, then the new President Thomas Jefferson and the Democratic Republicans will get a clear political victory. So, the Chief Justice John Marshall avoided the both problems, and the danger of head-on clash with Jeffersonians was averted by giving a balanced ruling. The Supreme Court firstly ruled that the judiciary has power to strike down any law, statutes and government actions which violate the Constitution of America by propounding the doctrine of judicial review. Secondly, judiciary has power to issue a writ of mandamus to the executive and held that Madison's withholding of Marbury's commission was illegal, which pleased the Federalist. However, lastly, the court could not give Marbury's requested writ of mandamus, which gave Jefferson and the Democratic Republicans their desired result. So, friends, like this, the doctrine of judicial review was propounded in this case. So, judicial review is the power of the judiciary to decide upon the validity of any law, executive actions, if they violates any provisions of the Constitution. I will attach a PDF of detailed notes of this lecture in the description. Please go through it. In my next video, I will explain about judicial review under Indian Constitution. Okay, friends, thank you very much. God bless you all.